is Miranda. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm a licensed professional counselor and sex therapist in Erie, Pennsylvania. And today I want to talk about minor attracted persons. And I want to talk about minor attracted persons because they are probably the most vilified population of folks in our culture. And most folks are making incorrect assumptions about them without actually knowing much about them. And those assumptions create harm for an already marginalized population.
But like I said, it don't matter. You can say what you want about me. You know, we don't play any of these kind of games. And this is the problem. For so many years, you had people play games with these people that want to push these weird agendas. They want to talk that. We got to stop playing games with these people. Like this map, this minor attracted persons, or I think more alienated people and more assassinated pedophiles. That's the way it should be. Enough of the games. Like, you see what I'm about. Like, you see what's right there. Them gloves. People need to stop being punks, learn to defend themselves, and stop being cowards. Because the reason we have these agendas and these people trying to normalize deviancy is, one, because we took God out of society. Two, is because we allowed.
But that doesn't make me a molester. I'm a virtuous paedophile.
Have you ever abused a child?
No.
Do you still fantasize about it though?
Yes.
I find this crazy.
How young?
The youngest age that I could possibly be attracted to would be probably about 7. In the past, I did do some volunteering with children.
You wanted to be around kids. Is that so you can perv on them?
No.
So when you were there, you didn't fancy any of them?
Yes, I did, but it's not the same thing.
That is mad. I can't understand you. I'm sorry. That is crazy to me.
It's very difficult, and I'm scared. I'm scared that this is going to be a huge, huge mistake.
What is a virtuous paedophile?
A virtuous paedophile is someone who has a sexual attraction to children, but who has decided that that shouldn't mean that they would abuse a child.
Do you class this as a sexual orientation or like mental disorder?
I think it's a phenomenon that happens in brains. I'm happy to accept the term disorder as much as I'm happy to accept the term sexual orientation. Or
I don't think you can call anything a sexual orientation when it can never be consensual. I have a child and I would in no way, shape or form would ever feel comfortable with you even looking at them.
Right.
So I think then you should have maybe therapy or something, someone to talk to try and actually see if this is something that can be rewired in your brain.
So you think it could be changed?
I don't know. This is obviously why I'm here. I'd hope so.
Have you ever abused a child?
No.
Have you ever wanted to?
I suppose I've thought of the possibility.
But what is it about a child that you're attracted to?
That's really difficult to answer.
However, in the new hypersexualized culture of 21st century Britain, a perfect storm of fear and opportunity has arisen. A new wave of activists and sex-positive liberals saw an opportunity not just to educate and inform children, but to sexualize and radicalize them. Unbeknownst to many parents, our children's education has become riddled with unproven, unscientific, radical sexual identity politics. The declaration of pronouns is enforced with rigor. Rejecting biology in favor of gender theory is the new normal. Exposing ever younger children to complicated ideas about sexuality is becoming an imperative. In particular,
I work for Evolve Early Learning in West Asheville, North Carolina. We are a preschool, and this is one of my favorite books that I wanted to share with you today. B. B is for bi. You can shout it out loud. I like more than one gender, and that makes me proud. G. G is for gay. This word's just for you. If you like someone and you share their gender too. L is for lesbian. It's love and affection between two special girls who share a connection. T is for trans. It's a brave step to take to live as the gender you
Sex
know.
education is a good example. That used to happen in secondary school. The Conservative government, for some reason, pushed through RSE as a replacement for sex ed, and now we have relationships and sex ed all into one bracket, which means it's being pushed further down into primary school. We now have primary kids being taught about masturbation, which I think is inappropriate, and I think most parents would. But this is the slippery slope, isn't it? There's no age appropriateness anymore.
Drag queens, whose very names are often laden with sexual innuendo, are routinely invited to read books to primary-age school children. This is Miss Beaver, one of the performers involved in Bristol's drag queen story time. And in Paisley, a drag queen named Flowjob was invited to read books at Glencoates Primary School. Following a parental outcry when Flowjob's highly sexualized social media history was uncovered, SNP MP Mari Black, who was with Flowjob at the school event, lashed out, accusing those with concerns of, yes, you guessed it, homophobia. Mari said she completely applauded the school for putting on such a great day. Last summer in London, a Labour council invited a rainbow dildo butt monkey to host children's reading groups in libraries. Drag Queen Story Hour, which does exactly what it says on the tin, has now become a huge growth industry in our schools. However, the apprehension of having drag queens perform to young children is also shared by some drag queens themselves.
I have no idea why you want drag queens to read books to your children. I have no idea. A drag queen performs in a nightclub for adults. There is a lot of filth that goes on, a lot of sexual stuff that goes on. And backstage, there's a lot of nudity, sex, and drugs. Okay? So I don't think that this is an avenue you would want your child to explore. Would you want a stripper or a porn star to influence your child?
And then you just move your bum up and down like that, and that's twerking.
As the outcry about drag queens and schools grows, efforts by the left and the educational establishment to get them into schools will become increasingly aggressive, taking the lead from New York City, where Mayor Eric Adams pledged to continue the practice even after it was revealed the city had spent over $200,000 on drag queen events.